Hi guys, it's Ness. It's Saturday, so it's my day to upload again, and this week's topics are question and answers. So I send Fionn 20 questions for her to answer. Fionn sent Hannah 20 questions for her to answer, and Hannah has sent me 20 questions for me to answer. I've already read them, they're pretty good. I've got a lot of stories to tell, and hopefully you'll get to know a little bit more about me. So question 1 is, if you could travel to any decade, century, when and why? I think I would travel to like 1 AD just to see what's going on and see what we know now is what happened then, you know, the kind of thing. Who is your favourite character from a book? I would have to say Cormoran Strike, who is the detective from J.K. Rowling's crime books under the Robert Galbraith, the word I can't say, second name thing. He is like one of the best developed characters that I've ever read, and I shouldn't love him as much as I do, but I think I have like a weird fictional crush on him, even though he's like described in really bad ways. But I just think he's like such a gentleman. He's not even a gentleman, he's like, I don't know, I just don't know how to describe him. But if you've read the books, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you have, let me know what you think of him in the comments. There are only 3 foods left to live on for the rest of your life. What are they? Risotto, pasta and pizza. You can see a trend there. Carbohydrate city. 4. Cats or dogs? Definitely dogs. I'm not a fan of cats. Yeah, I've never really had a cat. I've always been brought up with dogs, and I think dogs are really, really loyal. And dogs you can take out on walks and stuff, and I don't know. But I'm not actually a big pet person myself, even though I've had lots of pets in the past. I don't think I would have any more. If you could live in any city in the UK that you haven't lived before, where would it be? I had to think about this question, and there's a lot of places in the UK that I'd like to visit, but none that I'd specifically like to live. If anything, I would actually like to move out of the UK as soon as I can, and I'm applying for jobs abroad. Everyone asks me why, but I don't know. I've spent 21 years in the UK, and I think it's time for a change. Sun is bright. Same as the last question, but in the world. There's too many cities that I want to live in the world, and they're all over. Like, I'd like to live in the US, I'd like to live in Europe, I'd like to live in South America, and I'd like to live in Asia as well. But one that I have been to and know that I would definitely like to live in is Tokyo. I went and it was absolutely fantastic, and Kyoto as well. Any city in Japan I'd love to go back and live in permanently. But do you have any role models who... I have 2, and they're very stereotypical, but Angelina Jolie has been my absolute role model since I was like 12, since I knew what a role model was. Since I watched her in that very first Tomb Raider film, she was my absolute role model, but for slightly different reasons then, because as you'll find out in the later question, I was obsessed with Lara Croft when I was younger. Like, I wanted to be her, and I thought that I was going to be her. I thought she was like a real person, and I thought Angelina Jolie was Lara Croft, so she was like my role model of what I wanted to aspire to be. But now I think she's a very strong woman. I love everything that she's done. I love all her charity work. I love that she's so private, and she's just, if I was a celebrity, like, I would want to be like Angelina Jolie. That's how I would want to live my life. And she married Brad Pitt, like, come on. If you were a cartoon character, what would be your outfit? Draw it. Some 21-year-olds have like really good drawing skills, but mine's going to look like 5-year-olds. Actually, 5-year-olds? I'm sorry, that was an insult. 5 months old. You have the chance to meet an author, dead or alive. Who do you meet? I really, really want to go for a dead author here, because I feel like it's a bit of a wasted opportunity, but I would really like to meet J.K. Rowling, just because I have so many unanswered questions about Harry Potter still, and I would love to ask her to see what she thinks would have happened, if she'd wrote more books and stuff, and if she'd wrote in between books about different characters. Which song is guaranteed to get you dancing? Cha-Cha Slide, YMCA, Macarena, or Saturday Night? And she's requested a demonstration, and I feel really bad, but I don't actually know the dance moves to any of them. I don't really dance. I'm like a terrible party guest. Although I do like Saturday night, but I don't actually know any of the dances, and I have one of my best friends from university. She knew the dances to everything. She was absolutely fabulous, and every time they came on, she would spend the whole song teaching me in it, and then the next night we would go out and it would come back on and I would just forget it straight away. Like, I'm absolutely terrible. 11. If you could be a pro athlete at any sport, which sport? Boxing. Which languages would you love to be fluent in? I absolutely love this question. I would love to be fluent in Arabic. Like, if you actually look at the writing, it's absolutely beautiful, and I really want a necklace with my name in Arabic. Russian, because if you speak Russian, you probably won't understand this. But it sounds like such an amazing language. Like, when I hear someone speaking Russian, I don't understand, unfortunately, but I think they sound really, really cool, and I want to speak like that. And also there's like, I think being able to be a Russian speaker is very, very, it's very priceless in Europe. To speak Russian in Europe, I think it very much enhances your career choices. I've been trying to learn French since I was 12, like continuously as well, and I'm absolutely terrible at it. So I would like all of my effort to pay off and be fluent in French. I'd also very much like to be fluent in Spanish, because I've also been trying to learn that, and I find that the easiest language to learn, but I'm still terrible at it. I would also like to speak Japanese, because I've been to Japan and did a little bit of Japanese there, and I really enjoyed it, but I don't know. I don't know, I'm just not a language person, unfortunately, but if I was, I would be like so many of the languages. On Persian. Would you rather live by the sea in the country or in a city? I'd like to live in a small city. There's not enough shops in the country, and I think by the sea, the novelty of it would wear off pretty quick. So I'd like to live in a small city so I can still appreciate the country and the city. What's your poison? Well, there's only one alcoholic drink left that hasn't made me sick, so that I can still drink, and that's cider. You can go to any festival this year, anyone in the world, which one? It would have to be Glastonbury, because I really want to go, and I've wanted to go for so many years, but I don't think I'd ever be able to go. It's very expensive, and I don't know, if there was a festival for the very socially awkward, then I'd be there. So maybe the festival of the very socially awkward. If you could own any island, which group of islands would you look at? The Maldives. Yes, the Maldives. Like, I'm dying to go there. What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were little? I wanted to be an archaeologist, because I thought that's what Lara Croft was, and that was an actual career, like guns and pew 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 and raiding like tombs for magic and stuff. Like, I thought that's what an archaeologist did, and it's really embarrassing because I have a degree in archaeology now, and I don't do that at all. You can swap a common pet with any wild animal to become domesticated. Which animals? I really don't condone animals in captivity, especially wild ones, so I'm just going to answer this at face value. If I could have a pet that was wild and domesticated, I would have a tiger, just so I could love it constantly and keep it safe. What were your GCSE subjects? Are they relevant now? I did like all of the bog standard GCSE subjects. I did 10 subjects, so I don't really have a good story about that, but my A-level subjects are really ironic. For my A-level choices, I picked English, history and business, because I thought business was something that I wanted to do, and history was a big hobby of mine, and I didn't know what I wanted to apply to for university. I ended up choosing history, but for a while I thought I was really going to do business, and so they were my choices I picked based on my career. And in the first week I had a hospital appointment, and I ended up turning up to business class late. And the business teacher wasn't nice to me at all for turning up late and wouldn't accept my excuse that I was at the hospital, so we had a massive argument. He threw me out of his class, so I had to drop business at A-level, and the only one that was free was media. And I thought, like, what the hell am I going to do with media? But like, media has been the most useful of my A-levels for like what I'm doing now, like YouTube and blogs and stuff, even though that's not my career, but it's helped me so much. What would your ideal title be? Example, doctor or lady. Well, I'm actually working towards doctor. I want to do my PhD in political science, so I should really say a doctor because that's what I'm aiming for, but if someone was to offer me a lady title, then that would be like totally fine too. So Dreamland Lady, Real Land Doctor. Yeah. I'm gonna have to finish this video off here because my camera battery is really going dead, like it's flashing red at me really angrily. So I'm gonna have to go, but I'll see you next week for my baking video in which I bake carrot cake. So yeah, come and watch that. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the comments. Bye!